Brain. Oh, okay. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below, become part of all the craziness that is Spoonie and the Roomies. So today, very quickly, I'm going to be doing my 26-week update. I have a whole bunch to update you guys on. Lots of craziness going on. We are now at the countdown for 14 weeks left. Depending on what app you use, this is either my last week before of my second trimester or the first week of my third trimester, but I'm pretty sure my third trimester starts at 27 weeks, so this is the last week of my second trimester. We're just gonna go with that. And she is the size of an she's supposedly the size of an acorn squash and measures about 14 inches long and 2 pounds. That's what she's supposed to be measuring at. So that's actually, we'll just jump right into that. That'll be the first topic that we talk about. My belly, as well as her bones, according to the ultrasound, measure 3 weeks ahead, which is terrifying. So basically, my doctor measured my belly and told me that I was measuring about 3 weeks ahead, and generally 2 weeks. If you're measuring 2 weeks small or 2 weeks big, that's fine, but when you start getting into higher amounts, that's when they start to get a little iffy. And then the other thing is that that's when the possibility of multiples kind of becomes a thing. Based off the amount of ultrasounds that I've had, they're almost 100% positive that there's only one in there, unless she's hiding the other one, which I hope not. I'm still trying to wrap my head around another baby. So to have 2 babies would be a lot. But anyways, my belly was measuring big, so they sent me for another ultrasound, which puts us at a grand total of 6. But anyway, which is crazy. But based off of her humerus and her femur, the lengths of them, I guess, she measures about 3 weeks ahead, and she also is about, I think they said she's probably closer to 2.5 or 3 pounds instead of 2 pounds. And weight can just kind of fluctuate. It's one of those things. They thought Eliza was going to be a normal size baby, and she's moving, sorry guys. They told me with Eliza that she was measuring perfect, and so she would probably be about 6 or 7 pounds. Came out almost 9, so I am a little terrified about how heavy Ava's gonna be. Some people say that their babies are bigger, some say they're smaller. Sorry, I have hiccups now. It's just one of those things, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. But so basically they're just gonna keep an eye on her, but they are already doing that because heading into our next topic, I am currently at risk for a mild case of preeclampsia. So basically, not this past Monday, but the Monday before, so the weekend before, I noticed when I laid down, specifically laid down on my back, that I could feel my heart pounding, and it felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. And obviously those are things that you notice you don't feel good about. It was weird. And the only time that I've ever felt those was when I'm congested, when I'm sick, and that's I had bronchitis then. But with this pregnancy, it was something new because I had never faced it with Eliza, or maybe I did and it was just a normal thing. I don't know. I carried Eliza a lot higher though, so I think that is definitely part of it. but I noticed it was happening when I was laying down. So I looked it up, and of course preeclampsia came up, and so I was a little concerned about it. But it also said that when you lay on your back, your uterus and baby tend to push up more, and so there was a possibility that she was just starting to push into my diaphragm, and everything was pushing up further into my chest cavity, and that's why I could feel my heart pounding, and because my diaphragm was pushing into my lungs. So I didn't think much of it. I just started laying on my side. Yeah, I just started laying on my side, and it didn't seem to really be an issue. And then Monday, during the day, I started to have these really bad, like, spells of it, I guess. And I was sitting at my desk. Like, I wasn't even laying down, or, like, I had just been up and moving. And I also noticed that my feet and my hands were swollen, and like they are now. You can't really tell because you don't know what my hands normally look like. They are a little swollen. Some of that is just fluid retention though. But so I called my doctor's office. Unfortunately, I didn't call my doctor's office until later that afternoon. And so basically the nurse that I talked to told me to take a warm shower, to see if it would relax her enough to try and like just get things relaxed, and try and see if it stopped, and that if it was still a problem to call. So I took the warm shower, and she seemed to kind of relax. It did start again, but it wasn't terrible. And I'm trying really hard this pregnancy to not like jump and run as soon as something happens. I did it with Eliza, and it drove me nuts. So I called again on Tuesday, and I told them that it was still happening, but it was like different. And so they told me to come into the office. They found her heartbeat. Her heartbeat was fine. My pulse and my blood pressure were high for me. Throughout, like, obviously they monitor you, and some women don't even realize it or don't even know. But they did tell me that my blood pressure was high. It wasn't my blood pressure wasn't high, but it was high for me compared to the numbers that I've had throughout my pregnancy, as well as when I started. Like, I have a very low resting heart rate, as well as very low blood pressure. Not like low, but not normal. My temperature's the same way. But anyways, so basically they told me that I could possibly be at risk for a mild case of preeclampsia, and so that they would start monitoring it more. So now I go every 2 weeks instead of every 4 weeks. And basically, if I start to have any other issues, they'll put me on blood pressure medication. The problem with that being, it is complicated, I guess, for my situation, since my blood pressure normally is kind of low. But she's moving around fine. She's actually moving around a lot more. So, I'm not too concerned about it. Like, there's a certain amount that you're like supposed to feel them throughout the day. It's like a certain amount of movements in an hour, I believe. And so like if I were to call and be like, I can't feel her moving, they would tell me to lay down, drink a big thing of water, give it like half an hour, and see if she's moved. But anyways, so I'm at risk as of right now. There's not really anything they're doing other than monitoring it, because it's all they really can do. Yeah. So let's see. Talked about measuring big, talked about the preeclampsia. Oh, and then along with that, also, they told me that if my hands start to swell, or if I get my face starts to swell, or if I get really bad headaches that won't go away. I've had headaches this entire pregnancy though, so it's really hard for me to tell. So I just kind of keep a track of it. As long as it doesn't last too long, I haven't been concerned about it. It's just kind of one of those things. I have been sleeping like crap. As you can tell by the bags under my eyes. It's just been really uncomfortable. The acid reflux has been terrible. I am really starting to consider sleeping in the chair just because I think that I will be more comfortable that way. And I've actually been monitoring my sleep, which is the other reason that I've been wearing my watch, my smartwatch. And although last night wasn't bad, I went to bed early last night. And out of the 8 hours that I was in bed, I was asleep for 6 hours and 49 minutes of it. So, you know, whatever. And then the other night, I was in bed for like 12 hours total, and I slept for like 5.5 of it, I think. I will share that app down below in case you are interested. I do have an iWatch. So that's how I keep track of that kind of a thing. My heart rate has been ridiculously high. And I can't really figure out why. They told me that it's probably fairly normal or goes with the preeclampsia thing, so it's whatever. I do think that I've started the whole like nesting thing now as well. I've been super set on like cleaning, and at first that I thought that maybe it was just like, well, you know, the house was really cluttered and like things need to get cleaned up and I want to do things before I can't do them. And now I'm starting to think that it has a lot more to do with nesting, because like there are things like we got her car seat over the weekend. It was gifted to us by a friend's parents. Don't worry, we made sure it's not expired. That video will be coming as well. Just like some tips and tricks for car seats. But I decided that I was gonna clean it. And then I've been like going through all of Eliza's clothes to see like what all we and like our shelves to see like what all baby clothes we still have, and being able to pack it away and that kind of a thing, and organizing, because I think that we're probably going to be staying here instead of moving, which will also be a different video. There's a lot going on. So yeah, anyways, with that being said, I hope that made sense, and yeah, I hope I didn't talk too fast. I'll show you the bump. Alright, let me get up. That's the hardest part here, is getting up. I think that's kind of obvious at this point, but alright, so these pants are not the most flattering as far as showing off the bump, and I'm also wearing an undershirt that is too small, but this is the belly in all its glory. I'm starting to get stretch marks, which is kind of makes me want to cry. Honestly, they're worse on the other side, because that's the side where she's hanging out. I also think I might lose the belly button soon, but we'll see. She is like so much lower than Eliza was, though. It's like not even funny. The baby pudge. But here she is in all her glory. This shirt really doesn't fit me anymore. I threw it on this morning because I'm just kind of hanging out today. But anyways. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!